Welcome back to our channel US Coin 69, the place where we uncover hidden treasures in your coin collection. Have you ever wondered if that old coins could be worth thousands or even millions? Well, today's your lucky day. We're diving into some of the rarest and most valuable US coins that might be sitting right under your nose. Let's jump in and see if you've got a fortune waiting to be discovered. Top 1. The United States of America has a rich history, and much of it can be captured in its coins. Among these, the Lincoln 1-cent penny is perhaps one of the most iconic and beloved coins in American currency. For collectors and numismatists alike, these small copper-plated coins are a window into both the past and present of the nation's economy, as well as a testament to the enduring legacy of President Abraham Lincoln. One specific year that stands out for coin collectors is 1971. The 1971 Lincoln 1-cent penny is relatively common in terms of its circulation, but not all pennies are created equal. While the standard penny may only be worth a single cent in everyday transactions, there's a rare version of the 1971 penny that has the potential to be worth a significant amount of money. So, what makes this penny so special? Let's dive into the details. The 1971 penny was struck at the United States Mint during a time when the country was in the midst of transitioning its coinage. The composition of the penny was changed from solid bronze to a copper-plated zinc core, which began with the 1982 series. However, even though most of the 1971 pennies are made of the familiar copper composition, a small number of them were struck on a wrong planchet, a mistake by the U.S. Mint. These errors occurred when a penny planchet, which should have been struck in copper, was instead struck with a different metal, like the ones used for other denominations, or even the wrong size. It's this rare variation that causes certain 1971 Lincoln pennies to become highly sought after. Collectors who specialize in error coins are always on the lookout for these rare finds. And while a regular 1971 penny may only be worth face value, error coins have been known to fetch eye-popping prices. But how much exactly could one of these rare pennies be worth? The answer might surprise you. If you happen to find a 1971 penny with the right kind of error, it could be worth significantly more than a single cent. These rare errors are often auctioned for a considerable price, and some have sold for amounts in the tens of thousands of dollars. These coins stand as a reminder that sometimes mistakes can lead to incredible value. And while most of the 1971 pennies will never reach those extraordinary prices, there is always a chance that one will slip through the cracks and become an incredibly rare find. In fact, there have been reports of error coins from the 1971 series being sold for upwards of $97,000 in words, making it clear that for the dedicated coin collector, the pursuit of these rarities can be both a thrilling and profitable hobby. For those who are hoping to find one of these rare gems, it's important to know what to look for. The key to identifying an error coin lies in examining the coin's features closely. Factors like size, weight, and the metal used to strike the coin can tell you if it's a mistake. For example, a 1971 penny that is made from an incorrect metal might appear slightly lighter or darker than a regular copper penny. With careful attention, you might be able to spot one of these rare error coins yourself. Even though these specific error coins are few and far between, the general demand for rare and collectible coins continues to grow. As time passes, more and more collectors are realizing the value of coins from specific years, like 1971, and their potential for growth and value. So, whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just getting started with collecting, it's always a good idea to keep your eyes peeled for those hidden treasures. In conclusion, while a 1971 Lincoln 1-cent penny may seem like just another small piece of change, there is always a chance that it could be the key to unlocking a treasure trove of value. For the lucky collector, one of these error pennies could turn out to be worth an astounding amount of money, with some specimens reaching as much as $97,000. So, the next time you check your change, keep your eyes open. You never know what you might find. Top 2. The United States has always been a land of opportunity, innovation, and history, and much of that history is etched in the coins we use every day. Among these, one of the most recognizable and enduring coins is the Lincoln 1-cent penny. The penny has been around for over a century, and it continues to capture the fascination of collectors and history enthusiasts alike. One particular year that stands out in the world of coin collecting is 1976, the year the United States celebrated its bicentennial. This year's Lincoln 1-cent penny holds an intriguing story that goes beyond its face value, as it's more than just a piece of currency. It's a symbol of both history and opportunity. The 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny, is often regarded as a special edition because it was minted during a pivotal year in American history. The country was marking its 200th anniversary of independence, and the celebration brought forth numerous commemorative coins. While the penny itself did not feature a special bicentennial design, it was still part of this remarkable year, and as such, it carries a certain amount of historical significance. But the 1976 Lincoln penny is not just a piece of history. It's a coin that could potentially be worth far more than its face value. While most pennies from 1976 are relatively common and only worth a single cent, there are certain rare variations of this coin that have captured the attention of collectors and numismatists. These rare finds are the ones that can make collectors' dreams come true and lead to significant profits. What makes the 1976 Lincoln penny stand out in the world of coin collecting? Much like other years in the Lincoln penny series, there are certain features and potential errors that can make these coins particularly valuable. Some 1976 pennies were struck with rare die errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, and other variations that occurred during the minting process. These errors are highly sought after by collectors because they are considered anomalies, making them rare and valuable. The rarity of these error coins often drives their price up at auctions, with certain pennies being sold for far more than you might expect. In fact, some 1976 Lincoln pennies with unique features and imperfections have been known to fetch an impressive amount of money. These coins stand as examples of how small, seemingly insignificant mistakes can lead to huge financial windfalls for lucky collectors who happen to find them. For example, one of the most notable varieties of the 1976 Lincoln penny is the no mint mark variety. Typically, pennies minted in Philadelphia feature no mint mark at all, while those struck in Denver bear the letter D, and those struck in San Francisco display the letter S. However, some 1976 pennies were mistakenly produced without a mint mark in an era when such markings were expected to appear. These error coins are rare and can bring in much higher prices than their standard counterparts. Yet there's also the possibility of finding a 1976 penny with an off-center strike. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned with the die during the minting process, resulting in a coin that looks off-center. These kinds of errors are highly prized by collectors because they're unusual and visually striking. Similarly, double strikes, where the coin is struck multiple times by the die, create unique and appealing coins that stand out from the rest. Now, the big question is, how much could these rare 1976 pennies be worth? While most of the pennies you come across are likely to be worth just 1 cent, those that carry rare errors or unique features can be worth a significant amount of money. Coins with these characteristics can sometimes fetch sums that are hard to believe. In fact, some 1976 Lincoln pennies have sold for as much as $88,000 in words, proving that the right error coin can bring in a small fortune. For collectors, finding these rare coins is not just about the financial reward. It's about the thrill of the hunt and the joy of uncovering a piece of American history that might otherwise have been overlooked. Coin collecting is a hobby that combines passion with potential profit, and the 1976 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become a prized possession with the right set of circumstances. So, how do you go about finding these rare pennies? First, it's essential to know what to look for. Familiarize yourself with the different types of errors that can occur during the minting process, and carefully inspect each penny you come across. Check for off-center strikes, double strikes, and, of course, any unusual features such as missing mint marks. It's also a good idea to get a magnifying glass to get a closer look at the fine details of each coin. In conclusion, the 1976 Lincoln 1-cent penny might seem like just another coin, but for the discerning collector, it represents an exciting opportunity to uncover something truly valuable. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, you never know when you might stumble upon one of these rare error coins. And if you're lucky enough to find one, it could very well be worth $88,000 in words, giving you a substantial return on your investment in American history. So, the next time you handle a 1976 penny, remember, there could be more to it than meets the eye. Top 3. The United States of America has a history that's rich with stories of change, innovation, and unexpected treasures, and sometimes, those treasures come in the form of small, everyday objects like coins. One coin that has captured the attention of collectors and enthusiasts alike is the Lincoln 1-cent penny. These pennies have been around for more than a century, and while most of them are worth just 1 cent, there are a select few that can make a huge impact in the world of coin collecting. One of these is the 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny, which holds a special place in the hearts of both seasoned collectors and those just starting their numismatic journey. The year 1982 marked a significant turning point for the penny, and more specifically, the Lincoln cent. This was the year that the United States Mint made the change in the composition of the penny. For decades, pennies were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc, but due to rising copper prices and economic pressures, the Mint made a bold move. It shifted to a new composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper. The change in material meant that the penny was no longer the same weight and texture that it had been for so many years. What's fascinating about the 1982 Lincoln penny is that this transition didn't happen all at once. In fact, both types of pennies, those made of copper and those made of the new zinc composition, were struck in 1982. This creates a unique opportunity for collectors, as both versions of the 1982 penny are highly sought after, and finding one of these coins with the right characteristics could be quite valuable. The copper version of the 1982 penny weighs more than the newer zinc version, and this weight difference is one of the easiest ways to tell them apart. Additionally, the two types of pennies have distinct appearances, with the copper pennies having a much deeper, more vibrant color, while the zinc pennies are lighter in hue. So, if you happen to come across a 1982 penny, it's essential to determine which type of composition it has. But that's not the only thing that makes the 1982 Lincoln penny special. There are also certain error coins from this year that are worth much more than their face value. Errors can occur during the minting process, and when they do, they often lead to highly collectible and valuable coins. For example, there are rare varieties of the 1982 penny that were struck with die errors, such as double strikes or misalignments, making them incredibly desirable to collectors. These errors are often what push a coin's value well beyond its typical price, turning a simple penny into a rare find. One of the most famous errors from the 1982 series is the double die obverse penny. This error occurs when the coin is struck twice by the same die, creating a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering and the details of Abraham Lincoln's portrait. Double die obverse pennies are highly coveted, and when you find one from 1982, it's like finding a hidden gem. The more pronounced the doubling, the more valuable the coin becomes. Another notable variety of the 1982 penny is the off-center strike. An off-center penny occurs when the coin is not properly aligned with the die during the minting process, resulting in a coin that's off-center and looks slightly misaligned. These off-center pennies are sought after for their unique appearance and are often worth more than a regular penny. If you happen to find one of these, it could be a significant addition to your collection. Now, let's talk about value. Most 1982 Lincoln pennies are worth just 1 cent, but the error coins and rare variations can be worth much, much more. The price can vary depending on the rarity of the coin, its condition, and the type of error it displays. Some of the most coveted 1982 pennies have sold for thousands of dollars, but there are a select few that have reached extraordinary heights in the marketplace. If you're lucky enough to find a 1982 penny with the right error or variation, it could be worth tens of thousands of dollars. Some collectors have reported paying as much as $74,000 in words for one of these rare coins. The value depends on how rare the error is, how well preserved the coin is, and the demand from collectors. So, while most 1982 pennies will remain a simple piece of currency, the rare few with imperfections or unique characteristics could fetch a price that's hard to believe for those of you just starting to collect. Or if you're a seasoned numismatist looking for your next great find, the 1982 Lincoln penny is definitely one to keep an eye on. Knowing the different types of pennies and their distinguishing features will help you spot the rare ones before they slip through your fingers. Whether you find a copper version, a zinc version, or even an error coin, the 1982 Lincoln penny offers a world of possibilities for collectors looking to build their collection. In conclusion, the 1982 Lincoln 1-cent penny is more than just a piece of change. It's a part of American history, a symbol of economic shifts, and for the right collector, a potential gold mine. With the transition from copper to zinc, the 1982 penny marks an important moment in U.S. coinage, and if you happen to find one with a rare error or unique characteristic, you could be holding on to a coin that's worth an impressive $74,000 in words. So, the next time you come across a 1982 penny, take a closer look. You never know when you might have a valuable treasure in your hands. Top 4. The United States of America has long been known for its rich history and its ability to surprise people in the most unexpected ways. And when it comes to its currency, the stories behind certain coins can be just as fascinating as the history they represent. One coin that has intrigued collectors and numismatists for decades is the Lincoln 1-cent penny. While most pennies are worth just 1 cent, there are some that have value far beyond their face value. One of these is the 1991 Lincoln 1-cent penny, a coin that may seem ordinary at first glance but holds the potential to be an extraordinary find. The Lincoln penny, introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, has gone through many design changes over the years. Yet, despite these changes, the 1-cent piece has remained a staple in the American economy. The 1991 penny, while part of the long-running series of Lincoln pennies, stands out for a number of reasons, especially when it comes to its potential value among collectors. At first glance, a 1991 penny might seem like just another coin from the late 20th century. It's made of copper-plated zinc, and it carries the familiar image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, along with the iconic 1 cent inscription on the reverse. However, like many coins, the 1991 penny also has its share of rare versions, errors, and variations that can make it a valuable find for collectors willing to look a little closer. What makes the 1991 Lincoln penny especially interesting is the possibility of finding a rare error coin among the thousands of ordinary ones that were struck during that year. Coin errors happen during the minting process, and when they do, they create unique and highly sought-after coins. The 1991 penny is no exception, with a few specific error types that have led to these coins becoming worth far more than their 1 cent value. One of the most notable errors in the 1991 Lincoln penny series is the double die error. A double die error occurs when a coin is struck more than once by the same die, causing the design elements on the coin to appear doubled. In the case of the 1991 penny, this means that the inscriptions on the coin, such as Liberty and In God We Trust, as well as the image of Lincoln's portrait, may appear slightly shifted or doubled. These coins are considered rare and highly desirable to collectors, as the error is not something you would find on every 1991 penny. Another error that has caused a stir in the world of numismatics is the off-center strike. On the 1991 penny, an off-center strike happens when the coin is not properly aligned with the die during the minting process, leading to a coin that looks misaligned or crooked. These off-center pennies can be especially intriguing to collectors because of their unique appearance and the fact that they're much rarer than coins that were struck properly. If you happen to come across a 1991 penny with an off-center strike, it could be worth a lot more than just 1 cent. Aside from these specific errors, the condition of the 1991 penny also plays a huge role in its value. Coin collectors, especially those interested in rare coins, place a high premium on well-preserved specimens. A 1991 penny in mint state condition, that is, a coin that has been preserved in nearly perfect condition, can command a much higher price than a worn-out penny that has been circulated for decades. So, if you find a 1991 penny that looks like it just came out of the mint, it's worth taking a second look. Now, let's talk about how much these rare 1991 pennies can actually be worth. While a regular 1991 penny is worth just 1 cent, a well-preserved specimen with no errors might fetch only a few cents from collectors. But when it comes to the error coins and those in exceptional condition, the value can rise dramatically. In fact, some 1991 Lincoln pennies have been sold at auctions for incredible amounts, far exceeding their face value. For example, a 1991 penny with a significant error, like a double die or an off-center strike, has been known to fetch prices as high as $68,000 in words. These kinds of coins are highly sought after, and for the right collector, they can be a serious financial windfall. What makes these coins especially valuable is the rarity of the errors, the demand from numismatists, and the fact that they're an important part of U.S. coin history. Finding a rare 1991 penny might seem like a stroke of luck, but there are collectors out there who are constantly on the lookout for these kinds of coins. It's a great idea to keep an eye out for pennies from this year, especially if you're going through your spare change or hunting through coin rolls. You never know when you might come across a gem that could change the course of your collecting journey. For those who are serious about coin collecting, the 1991 Lincoln penny offers a fascinating opportunity to find something special. Whether it's an error coin or a well-preserved specimen, there's always a chance that a seemingly ordinary penny could turn into an extraordinary find. And with the right amount of research, patience, and a little bit of luck, you could be holding on to a coin worth far more than its face value. In conclusion, the 1991 Lincoln 1-cent penny may appear to be just another penny, but when you dig a little deeper, you'll find that it has the potential to be a rare and valuable treasure. From double die errors to off-center strikes, there's plenty to discover about this coin. And for the lucky collector who finds a rare 1991 penny in exceptional condition or with a unique error, it could be worth as much as $68,000 in words. So, the next time you come across a 1991 penny, take a moment to examine it carefully. You might just have a rare treasure on your hands.